Hello, good morning. How are you guys today? This is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. Thank you for tuning into my channel. Happy May. I'm taping this a day early, so it's actually May 1st. I guess it's Beltane. I didn't even realize when I did yesterday's video. This is for May 2nd. This is the daily forecast for May 2nd, which would be Saturday. So it's the end of our week. I wanted to say welcome to all of the new viewers and welcome back to all of my regular viewers. Also, I wanted to say thank you to all of my Patreon subscribers. I appreciate each and every one of you. You guys keep this channel going in a lot of ways for not only just me, but for everyone else. So thank you so very, very much. If you guys are interested in subscribing, you can get the daily forecast a day early at the lowest subscription level. If you go over to patreon.com and look up Engelgeist, you can subscribe there, and it's a monthly subscription that helps to support the channel. There are extra readings over there for higher subscription levels and voting polls and things like that. We have two new decks that we're working with this May, the Mystical Shaman Oracle and also the Mystical Dream Tarot. So we're calling it Mystical May just because I felt like these two might pair together and give us some interesting messages. As we move into May, there's sort of this factor of the unknown, I feel like, since this post-pandemic stuff. So other ways you can support the channel aside from Patreon, you can follow me on Instagram at Engelgeist333. You can like this video, share it out, subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, or subscribe to just hit and follow my business page over on Facebook. That's also a great way to support me. If you're interested in booking a private reading, I do have those available. All questions can be referred to the Facebook business page, and that can be booked for you. And they're done over the phone via Facebook Messenger, either through video or through just a phone call. And they usually take about an hour and are payable via PayPal. So let's look at the energy for Saturday, May 2nd. Now this message is also a timeless message. I say this in every video just so for the new viewers and those that might just like be watching this video for the first time randomly. If this video shows up and it's not May 2nd, I do intend for it to be a message for the greater collective for the highest and greatest good. Therefore, you might be seeing it on a date that's not May 2nd, but the message may still be valid, right? It may still actually work for you and your highest good. It's sort of timeless in that way. So keeping that in mind, if it's not May 2nd, don't worry. There still might be valid information in here for you, something that you're in vibrational alignment with, something that you need to be made aware of, that sort of a thing, okay? So there's that. So let's just see what the cards have for us today. Yesterday we had the beautiful cards of the Lovers and Pachamama on Beltane, which I didn't realize was Beltane when I did the reading. And they're very appropriate because we have that underpinning energy from early in the week, that Ace of Pentacles, which in the deck we were using from April was this beautiful symbology of a seed being planted in the ground and a tree bearing fruit from that. And so to me, that coupled with yesterday's Lover and Pachamama really kind of made sense, especially being on May Day. Okay, so let's see what we've got here. We have the Two of Wands. Interesting. The art in this deck is, this is the Mystical Dream Tarot, which is by Janet PIEDILATO, and it's new to me. I have yet to really work with it. I've only opened it since yesterday, but it's very different in the artwork as far as what you're used to seeing with traditional tarot, okay? So when I look at this, to me, I feel like right out of the gate, there's something going on in our dreams, guys. I feel like, and I'm just utilizing this as my own sort of interpretation of what the art is telling me. But as we climb the ladder into sort of our bed or into our sleep and into our space where we might be communing with spirit, I feel like we're going through doorways to other places, maybe to the astral or to places that are connecting us to spirit. I believe that we could also be, this being the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands usually is a spiritually significant relationship card, right? Like significant spiritual relationships. Um, Twos always represent sort of connections to either oneself or to others, right? And we saw that Lover's card yesterday, which really sort of also cements that sort of communion or union. I'm feeling that sort of divine feminine, divine masculine kind of hookup with that Lover's card. And I don't mean a hookup like, you know, get down and make out kind of thing, but I feel like is there, with this, it's really strange. Okay. It's really strange, but I'm just going to come out and say it. I feel like with this pandemic kind of sort of I don't know if it's approaching an end, right? But I do feel like it's approaching a turning point, or we're turning a corner with it. We're turning a corner with our relationship to it. Maybe we're becoming more comfortable with it. But with that Lover's card, Pachamama yesterday, with this Ace of Pentacles that we have underpinning this card, to me it feels like when I look at this Two of Wands, the Two of Wands always talks about spiritual union to me in traditional tarot. And what I feel like here, and this may only be for some of us, okay? This feels like when we're climbing this ladder into the bed and going up into the dream world and we're going through the gate, we're meeting somebody on the other side. There's some of you, I am almost not sure that it's also myself included, there's some of you that are having connections in the dream world with either your higher self or another individual in spirit, where you are reaping the sort of spiritual benefits of that, the communion of that. You might actually be creating that. That might be the seed in the Ace of Pentacles that we were seeing in Sunday's reading. I know this sounds a little goofy. Up in the right-hand corner, when this video ends, you'll see Sunday's reading, and you can look at the artwork from the last card, which was the Ace of Pentacles. To me, there is this sort of, and I saw it yesterday in the Lover's card coupled with Pachamama. There is this sort of connection of us connecting to others. This Two of Wands feels the same to me. I believe we had I flipped my my calendar, so I believe there was other twos this week too, earlier in the week. So this is about connecting with others to me. This is about connecting with others through our dream world, through our sleep, being aware of that, paying attention to our dreams at this time, connecting to our own spirit, walking through this sort of dream portal, allowing ourselves to sort of go there and maybe bringing something back with us. Some sort of information, some sort of inspiration, some sort of awareness that's out there for us. Okay? So, and also I want to say this too. I get this sense that this card is saying to me personally, but maybe it needs to be said to some of you out there too, it's okay to rest during this time. I'm going to just share myself, what I've been feeling lately is I've been very tired and sort of fatigued, and it's been making me emotional, and I've been wanting to rest and almost like feeling guilty for doing so. But we are in unprecedented times, and I feel like some of this rest could be utilized for the strengthening and the empowering of our spirit. So if you do feel like you need to slow down and rest, go ahead and utilize that rest with the intention of sort of connecting deeper to oneself, deeper to one's subconscious, deeper to one's awareness, and bringing that through, okay? Because this deck is called Life Guidance from the Depths of Our Unconscious. So in our dream state, we are gaining knowledge if we're paying attention. Like before going to bed, setting the intention that I want to bring back what I need to know, and asking our own spirit for that. I do believe that this card also feels like some of us are meeting somebody else on the astral. I have to say that. There's something going on there. I feel like we're going to school on the astral to quickly evolve, to adapt, and to strengthen ourselves, to prepare ourselves for whatever's like approaching in May. And I feel like this is a beneficial card, right? I don't feel like there's anything that need to be scared of. I think we need to honor that rest, allow ourselves that rest, allow ourselves that dream time, allow ourselves that tapping into the sort of subconscious or unconscious space that dreaming allows us to have, and bringing back that knowledge, that awareness, that spiritual sort of connection. Let's see what the Mystical Shaman Oracle has to say and how it adds to this. Wow. So yesterday was Pachamama, right, which is Mother Earth, and today is the card number 17, which is Earth. It's interesting to me, so this would be 8, 9, and 10. Again, we have that 10 number, right, because we're talking about a 2 of Wands, and I'm not normally numerological, but for some reason I'm being drawn to the numerology of these decks together. And when I'm looking at this 7, this would be an 8 plus 2 of Wands would be a 10, which brings us back down to 1, which again is sort of, to me, that focus on self. Now this Earth card is sort of, to me, it looks like the masculine aspects of the Earth, yesterday being the feminine aspects of Pachamama, all right? So this is, I'm having this weird divine masculine moment with this. I have to also say this. What I noticed in yesterday's sort of card art was that there was this balance of Pachamama being very inflamed and hot, the divine feminine almost needing sort of, not release, but sort of attention maybe, love, connection, that sort of a thing. And the masculine here feels like he's showing up today on May 2nd to arrive to almost cool her. I don't know if that's making any sense, guys, but that's what I'm feeling. I also love these cooler, softer tones here. We have a male here, and we have a female here. There's this sort of balance happening. Yesterday was Pachamama, today is like sort of Father Earth, or Father Sky is usually what I say, but this is coming up as Earth. To me, it feels like he's attacked. Also, there's this thing around his pineal gland, his third eye. He is connecting. We have this moon up here too that we saw in Pachamama. Mother Earth, I'm going to go back to yesterday's reading, guys. There was a sadness I saw on Pachamama's face. And there's a somberness that I see on the Earth's face right now. And I feel like there's something going on with these cards. There's something about how we choose to move next. Where we choose to go next is sort of, I don't want to scare anybody, but I feel like it's a very important decision. I feel like that's what these cards are calling out in me, like to take the time to rest and really think these things through, go to the dream state and sort of go through the portal and find those answers and bring them back, and then sort of bring them onto the Earth. I hope that makes sense to you guys. I feel like the Earth is sort of asking us to do that. I want to read Earth's story really quick just to see how he differentiates from Pachamama. I'm surprised to see a masculine version of the Earth. I think that that's cool that they've kept this, that they've put this in this deck. But to me, I feel like he's responding to Pachamama's sadness that I saw yesterday. And I also feel like he's not happy. There's this part of him that feels, as I look into his eyes, he feels lonely. This feels like a connection of twin flames to me. I don't even believe in twin flames generally as a rule. But I feel like the message that I'm getting with that Lovers from yesterday, the Ace of Pentacles, which is that sort of inspiration and new inspiration being manifested materially on the plane of the Earth from the seeds and that tree bearing fruit from Sunday, right? We also have this Lovers card. We had those 2 cards in the beginning of the week. We had the male, which was the 5 of Pentacles, looking out over everything. And then we had the Suffering in Silence, the female. They were both looking at the same sun. And yesterday, I feel like that male and female energy came together in the Lovers on May 1st. And now maybe there's some twins that are in separation, that are meeting on the dream time, soulmates, twin flames, however you want to call it. Maybe we're only able to meet as the 2 of Wands in spirit on the dream time at this time. But I feel like Mother Earth and Father Earth are asking them to sort of acknowledge that, believe in that. That was yesterday's stone, which was believe. Remember, the underpinning stone of this week was nature, right? So that would represent Earth and her activity. And maybe she needs these connections to happen to bring about sort of a materialization onto this plane, onto the Earth plane, which is all of that Pentacles energy we're seeing. I'm just going to read the essence of this Earth card. It says, Earth represents the gift of life. The symbol on this card refers to the body of the planet Earth, the human body, and nature herself. That's the grounding stone from Sunday, guys. We're reminded by this symbol that all creatures are born of the earth and human beings are the stewards of all life on this planet. It refers to what we make of it. Our health, again, resting when we need to. Our wealth, security, those would be the pentacles energies that we were seeing. Grounding, solidity, and stability. It reminds us that the world of form is a gift from spirit and needs to be treated with respect. So when we go into spirit, into the dream time, through the portal, and what we're bringing back or what we're manifesting through our emotions and our feelings is very key and important right now. We need to acknowledge that. We may need to rest more, sort of gain our what's the word I'm looking for? Gain our connection to ourselves and our own spirit. But those of you that are also connecting to other spirits in the astral, be it twin flame or soulmate relationships where you maybe are isolated right now and can't be together, you might only have time where you can actually communicate without stresses, without worries in the dream time. Allow for that, acknowledge that, almost harbor that, or manifest that, like consciously when going to bed, say, okay, I miss this person, we will meet on the astral and we will have productive communications that will bring about positive change in our lives. And as we do that, I think we bring this Earth card here with Pachamama back together. I don't know if that's making sense to you guys, but that's what I'm sort of feeling from these cards. I had a feeling that these cards are going to get a little interesting, and they already are kicking off. Let's see what the grounding stone is for this day. So it is on Malachite, which is a good communication stone. It also associates to me with the heart chakra. So this is inspiration. When I think about this stone, it makes me think about not only communicating our inspiration, but also communicating that inspiration from the heart, how we feel in our heart, acknowledging that. I also love the green color of this stone just because we have such a focus on the earth right now. With that stone of nature, we began this stone on Sunday with the nature stone. This inspiration and seeing Pachamama and this card Earth are definitely bringing me to this place of this idea of May, Beltane, May Day, spring, the flowers, the lovers card yesterday, this balance of masculine and feminine, divine masculine, divine feminine, the meeting of that. For those of you that are not in any sort of combination of this kind of energy, that's okay. I think this is about balancing that within yourself, finding that within yourself, finding that balance and bringing that balance to the planet right now as it needs it. We each need it within ourselves, let alone within another partner. Does that make sense? So some of us may vibrate more at a divine feminine or a divine masculine aspect, but we also need to not count on another individual to give us that aspect. I feel like we need to find that aspect within ourselves also. Nurture it, grow it, inspire it, believe in it, forgive ourselves, relax. These were the words that were on the grounding stones this week, right? And allow that to come through. The answers will come through in our dreams. And the inspiration we need to bring forth in a very real way onto the planet right now. I hope this is making sense. And again, this boils down to number one, which matches yesterday's energy, like vibrational numerological energy, which brings it back to the self. So for those of you that are separated from your loved ones, that are suffering from that, try not to suffer, try to rest. Try to find that heartfelt feeling, that inspiration. I love how this stone sort of matches the greens that we see in Earth. We want to bring these energies together. That's what I feel like is happening here. That's what I feel like we're being told within ourselves, and then within our couplings, if we are in any sort of pairs like that. Alright, this is your forecast. I hope it made sense. Have a great day. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. And I love you all. Bye-bye.